Hey guys, Jeremy here from School of Wok Covent Garden. It's Wok Wednesday and this time we're wokking a Mapo Tofu. It's a spicy Sichuan dish with meat and tofu. So we start with your ground spices. We've got some black beans or fermented black beans here. And you can see these are just being sort of washed or cleaned slightly with a bit of cold water. That's not actually a black bean, it's a soya bean. So it's a fermented soya bean or salted soya bean that turns black with that amount of salt that's in it. So it's not a black bean like a Mexican bean. Got some Sichuan peppercorns and some garlic. We're going to make a paste out of this. Just really pound it all together nicely. So with 2 teaspoons of black beans, you can see this paste is really dark colour. Powerful stuff. That's going to add most of the flavour to the dish. The tofu, silken tofu, is really, really delicate, so you've got to go easy on it. When you're opening it, there is a slight art to this. Most importantly, follow the lines on the pack. You want to cut along the right lines. Go very, very careful. It's useful also, if you can, just take a little edge off the bottom so that there's air allowing it to come out of the pack. And the only part that I don't follow the lines is this part here. And it's just cutting the one edge so that I can open that up, and then hopefully that air pocket means that I can slowly get this delicate tofu fall out of the pack. Whew! It's like playing a game of Jenga. Right, so even when you're slicing this, one movement is key. It's very delicate. Go straight through. Try not to cut yourself. And then allow your knife to come right out. And we're going for cubes. So even at this point, measure up. Like a bit of building work here. Straight down, and then straight over the top with your fingers and bring the knife out. And again, straight down, out. Time to cube up. Same principle. Right, my tofu is cubed. I'm not going to touch it until I start to stir fry. Right, so classic Mapo tofu, minced pork as your base, and it's a spicy minced pork tofu dish. Marinating your minced pork, light soy sauce, about a tablespoon. I just measure across like that. About a teaspoon of sesame oil. And a good pinch of sugar. Give that a good massage through. Pick all that sauce up from the base of the bowl. Now if you're going really traditional, you could mince the pork yourself. 2 cleavers, kind of kung fu style. Just get all that flavour into the pork. You can use minced chicken, minced beef, whatever you want here. Classically it's minced pork. So, next up, your sauce. This has got to be really nice and spicy. But I've got a little bit of balance from some gochujang, Korean chili paste as well. Chili bean sauce, which is a fermented broad bean and chili paste, with 2 teaspoons of that. Now this is by no means traditional, but this Korean chili paste, gochujang, it's got a nice sweetness to it and a good texture. So I'm adding that for not just flavour, but texture and colour too. Give that a good mix through, and then add some Shaoxing rice wine for a sweet, savoury flavour. 3 tablespoons, or 3 capfuls, roughly the same. Saltiness, light soy sauce, 2 teaspoons to balance out that sweetness. Give that a good mix through. I'm going to use about 400 mils of chicken stock in this as well. But I want to get this chili flavour cooked into the meat first before I add the chicken stock. Time to set up your wok clock. You've got some finely diced onion and spring onion here. It's a fair amount to cook with your minced pork. Your black bean, garlic and Sichuan peppercorn paste. I'm going to add a little bit of bird-eye chili just to bring out that spice. And some dry red chilies, that authenticity. They've just been soaked in hot water. Just roughly chop those into chunks. Whoa, now we're looking really Sichuan. Next up, your meat, your marinated meat, and then your sauce goes just before you top up with your chicken stock. Your diced tofu is going to go last. When the tofu goes in, it's just going to sort of fold into the stir fry, not too vigorous. All the chaotic stir fry is going to start at the beginning. So, high heat, ready to wok. Smoking hot oil. Your onions and spring onion go straight in. Fold that through nicely. We will add oil as we go, but just enough oil to sort of brown your onions before adding your minced pork is fine. Okay, so your onions are sort of half cooked here. They will continue to cook. I'm going to start to fry my minced pork and my spices. The base spices will smoke this wok up quite quickly, so just go nice and quickly with the spices. Give it a press in. Bring your onions over so that they don't choke you up. And you can smell that black bean cooking straight away. A little more oil. Ready for my pork. And my pork's in. All the while, high heat. Break into that pork. And bring the onions and spices over the top of the pork. Start chopping into the pork nicely here. Hold your breath if you have to. Right, now my minced pork is nicely cooked. You can see sort of every sort of grain of pork. Your sauce straight over the top. Look at the colour of that. Fold that through. Once it starts to get a little bit sticky, that's when you want to take your chicken stock. Now you need enough chicken stock in here to get it to sort of braise the tofu almost. So about 400 mils of chicken stock. Bring that to a good boil. Can you see me through there? We've got some corn flour water here. I've got about 2 teaspoons of corn flour to about 3 tablespoons of water. And this is just to make up a quick sort of paste, just to thicken this sauce to finish. And remember, I haven't added the tofu yet. It's got to go in last. So I've got this nice sort of boiling meat sauce here. Tofu cubes, again, carefully just take them onto your knife and just lay them into your sauce. At this point, no vigorous folding, just push in so you keep the cubes nice and whole. Bring that to a boil, and whilst it's boiling, take a little bit of this corn flour mix. You don't need all of it, just enough to thicken to your sort of desired thickness. I'm going for a sort of silky, smooth finish, and that corn flour paste does need to boil into the sauce. It's steaming hot there. Let's give those a cool. Right, my Mapo Tofu is ready to serve up. So your Mapo Tofu, lovely, spicy red, deep red colour. So good with a bowl of steamed rice on the side, just to mop up all that sauce. Coriander, not just for garnish, but really adds flavour as well. So I go quite heavy on the coriander. So, Mapo Tofu, kick of chili, the way we like it. Now the only way to eat with chopsticks and rice is scoop. That reminds me of Sichuan. Spicy, savoury, perfect chili dish. Mapo Tofu. Okay, alright, okay. Right. Subscribe to our channel and like our video.